to the Tough Love family, but somebody tell Fresh and Fit to go ahead and pull up. It's time for some tough love. It is time for some tough love. You know what? I didn't really know about these brothers. Somebody sent me the link, but I've seen them before, but I never really followed them or whatever. And I checked them out, and I was kind of seeing the whole issue with, you know, the guy coming to Myron's house or whatever case to be, and how he handled it. And somebody asked me, do I think that he handled it well? So at first glance, I'm like, okay, you know, I think he handled it well. You know, Florida is a stand your ground state, so definitely you don't want to play around with people who have firearms. And then I wanted to do some more research. So, because I really didn't know about the podcast like that. So I started doing a podcast, and I noticed that Myron likes to disrespect women. Like he likes to have a lot of smoke for women. Like he tells them, you know, get out, shut up, this. And I'm like, he got a lot of smoke for women. And so I said, let me watch more than one podcast or whatever case may be. So I'm watching a podcast and I'm seeing how he's conducting himself or whatever case may be. And I thought that maybe, suppose this intruder guy is somebody's boyfriend, somebody's brother, somebody's cousin, somebody's uncle, somebody's father, and he's there to correct the actions of Myron, of how he was talking to certain women on his show, the things that he's been doing. I'm not going to address the allegations. I don't know if it's true or false, but I feel like when you tell somebody who wants smoke, like if they see that you always want smoke with women, men are going to come after you. That to me, that's common sense. If you always got something to say to downplay women, to disrespect women, to belittle women, real men are going to come after you. And here's my thought process. I don't condone anybody going to anybody's house doing anything, but my thought process is, it shows up now, all of a sudden, let me grab my gun. You didn't grab your gun when you was telling people get the hell out, shut the hell up, or none of that. On several occasions, you was doing this. So I'm just trying to figure out, and I counted 4 guys in that. Joel, I'll get to that. I'll get to that constructive criticism. I counted 4 guys in the Fresh and Fit podcast doing that intrusion, and it was 2 guys at the door. Why do you need to grab your gun? A lot of people was like, yeah, he grabbed his, you know, Myron grabbed his gun, he did the right thing. And I was like, well, if it's 2 guys at the door and it's 4 guys in there, why would you need to grab your gun? What's the reason you need to grab your gun? If this guy is not armed and dangerous, and you already outnumber him, why would you grab your gun? Knuckle up. Exactly, Joel. Exactly. If you got all of this smoke for females, and it's not that we can't give. Here's the thing, y'all. Males can definitely give females constructive criticism. I'm saying when you're telling people shut the fuck up, get the fuck out, and just doing the most for clout, when you're doing the most for views and clicks and subscribers, then you got to say, okay, well, at some point in time, you're going to have to keep the same energy when it comes to men. And at that particular time, it was like, hey, bro, check this out. You can come in my home. He could tell an intruder, you can come in here, but I'm putting all types of hands and feet on you. And every guy that's in here is riding with me. So it's 4 against 2. I'm just letting you know. I feel like he didn't keep the same energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out why. If you're supposed to be an alpha male, if you're supposed to be being able to break down, you know, this and talk about 1% that and 5% that, how come when that guy, those 2 guys came there, one was recording, so he was just there as the cameraman, so really just one guy. Why, when he came, your first thought process was to grab a gun? That's cowardly. That's cowardly. I was reading the comments, and a lot of people was like, you know, he played it professional and this and this and this and this. But here's my thought process. As a gun owner, if me and 3 of my friends are in the house and 2 guys show up at the door, my first thought process would not be to run and get a gun. That's cowardly, especially inside your home on several occasions and you talk to women like they ain't shit. Now I get it, some people get a little rudely, some people get a little maybe disrespectful, or you think people are getting disrespectful, but your first thought process was, let me grab my gun. For what? To do what? Now I'm gonna listen to some of this fair use. I'm gonna listen to some of this footage about the intruder and let y'all hear what happened or whatever case be. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just as a man in general, I just thought that would be a situation where if you come in my home, we gonna fight. If you have a weapon, then I'm gonna make sure that I have my weapon readily available. But I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, if it's 2 guys that you're saying that's intruders, really 1 guy was an agitator, just 1. And it's already 4 you guys. What's the problem? Unless you are terrified of this guy, unless this guy is just a stone cold killer, but you're standing there and you're insulting him. Hey, you're a bum. Look at what you're wearing. You're broke. You're this. You're that. You're throwing all of these insults. My whole thing about it is he's already broken into your home. He's already violated you. I'm just like Joel. I'm just like, hey, it's time to knuckle up. Ain't nothing to talk about. You've already opened my door. You've already stepped foot in my house. Because here's the thing. Why pull out the gun if you ain't going to use it? That's the problem with a lot of these people. And see, here's the thing. He's not even that young. But that's the problem. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. But I'm talking about the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these guys. But these guys are content creators on YouTube who have this kind of a round table, and what they do is it's the 2 guys are Fresh and Fit, and they bring females in and they have this dialogue, and most of the dialogue that I've seen was about the relationships between men and women. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, it's pretty good dialogue. My issue is that Myron seems to always have this misogynistic viewpoint where it's just like it don't matter what nobody else says. His point is the only one that matters. And Fresh, which is the dark-skinned guy, I don't know if he's Jamaican, African, I don't know what he is, but he never really has any take. It's almost like he is the hype man for Myron. He's the hype man. He's like, whatever you say, Myron. Okay, Myron. And I don't know if Myron just brung him on, because that obviously is Myron's apartment or whatever he's in. But that it's obviously Myron's show, and he brung his homeboy in on it. So it's kind of like, well, you don't really have a voice. And me personally, if you guys are Fresh is another yes man. Exactly. That, hey, Fresh, listen, I could be wrong, but I watched 6 videos. I'm sitting there and it's like, yeah, he right though. And it's like everything that he said, he was like the patty cake boy, like the water boy, like, yeah, you tell him, Myron, and yeah, you get him, Myron. And I'm just like, what's your point of view? How do you feel about it? It seemed like all of the tension was always focused on Myron because Fresh never really said anything. And if you notice in this, well, you won't see in this video, but if you guys want to go see it yourself, but when the intruder came in, of course, all the women kind of, you know what I'm saying, he has a balcony or whatever kids be, so they all kind of ran to the balcony or whatever, and Myron kind of got up like, what the hell going on? So then he gets up and then goes over there, but I'm counting like 3 to 4 guys in there. Okay, I got somebody says Myron handled it right that night, and this is my thought process though, right? Salute to everybody. Good morning, happy Monday. Here's my issue with Myron. My issue is with Myron is that you have so much aggression for women. You have so much smoke for women that when this one guy comes in, because he's the aggressor, with a man that's, I guess, a friend that's holding a camera, why didn't you just knuckle up with him? He already he was already in the house. Once he broke in the door, you had every right to defend yourself. At least to get to your door and close it to secure your household. He's obviously posing a threat. My thought process is that if you have a number of friends in your home with you, a number of other men, why couldn't you 4 or you 3 men get that one guy out the house? The first thing you do is grab a gun. Why? You see what I'm saying? Why? I mean, my thought process, if you can sit there and you can tell a woman to shut the fuck up, you can tell a woman to get the fuck out, then you definitely can tell him, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out before I whoop your ass. L says there's no need to if he didn't charge in. They didn't want to chip their clear nail. They didn't want to chip their nail polish. I'm just saying it's like sometimes we show force, no need to show force. Now I would have let them know I have a gun. I have a gun in the home. Now I'm gonna ask you to leave. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk forward, I'm gonna close my door. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I mean, here's the thing. If Myron, I mean, they were kicking around in this comment section that he's former law enforcement. So you know how to de-escalate a situation. And the first thing you do is not, imagine this. Imagine a cop stopping you, right? And he tells you to get, he or she tells you to get out your vehicle or whatever case may be. And they say, well, is there somebody in your back seat? And it's like, well, nah, ain't nobody in my back seat. And the first thing they do is grab their gun. They don't grab a taser, they grab their gun. There's escalations to force. I'm trying to figure out, why would you say, if you already outnumber the assailant, if you already outnumber the aggressor, why grab a gun? You just, y'all saying in the comments, well, he never came in. He never came in. So if he never came in, why grab a gun? Protecting the guests is more important. Well, all the guests ran to the back, and the guy, all the guests ran to the back where the balcony was. So all the guests were out, and only the men remain. So my thought process is, if you guys outnumber him, why not just put him out? Fresh and Fit is staged. That bro ain't no way this all of a sudden happened. Bro, wake up. And that's possible, but my thought process is this, man. If you're online promoting this whole, you know, thing where you're red pill, or you have this overwhelming abundance of things to say about women, you know, we expect you to carry yourself like a man. Keep the same energy. The smoke that you provide for females, provide the same thing for males. When if I address a woman online about her content or whatever case may be, right? I can't go super hard at her, but when I address a man, I'm super soft. Like, yeah, you know, hey, bro, I'm just saying, you know, if you get around to it. No, you got to keep the same energy. And my thought process, he didn't keep the same energy. And then he escalated the situation to now, well, let me pull out my gun. Why? I mean, the guy is acting like he want to fight. Me personally, it's 3 to 4 people that you have in your home. Go close the door. He was already outside. Guy was scared to step in the apartment. Well, here's the thought process. I don't know. Me personally, I seen him in the doorway. I don't know what video you saw. Matter of fact, the video I'm about to play, he was already in the doorway. He's already has his foot in there. You're already a threat. First of all, you're opening my door. Let's be realistic. You're opening my door to my apartment. You don't live there. Your name ain't on the lease. You ain't paying no bills. You already a threat. That's already reason enough to hit you in the mouth. That's already reason enough. And that's why I'm saying, if I got my homeboys in there, we're doing this show, this podcast, to me, automatically, we're going to rally together and be like, hey, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. And I just felt like grabbing a gun to me was just like, well, right now, I mean, are you prepared to shoot him? Are you prepared to shoot him? I don't know. I just thought it was a bit much, because you have all of this smoke for females. I feel like, okay, well, one dude that's playing pity pat with your door, like, you know what I'm saying? I put my one toe in, I take my one toe out. Like, I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, that shouldn't be alarm you to the extent where let me grab my gun. It wasn't like both guys was there and was like, yeah, come outside, we gonna do something to you. It wasn't a we. It was one guy. It was one guy, and it was 3 to 4 of y'all. Like, first of all, Myron, let me give you some advice. Let me give you some advice, brother. If you are hanging with friends that will not help you, then you need to get some more friends. Huh? I appreciate that. I mean, if you guys go somewhere, right, and it's two guys, and two guys are pressing you, but you got three more guys with you, and they like, man, I got nothing to do with that, bro. You need to get some more friends. You need to get some more friends. But you're the apartment leaser, and you got three guys in there with you, and you telling me the first thought, well, I got to grab a gun for protection. What about the other three guys that's in there? That's my thought process. And if you law enforcement, you understand there's an escalation of force. What would make you say the first thing I need to do is grab my gun? I said it was two guys that was at the door, but it was one guy that was the aggressor. You can't call the guy that was recording the shit for the intruder, you know what I'm saying, an aggressor. You can't say he was an aggressor. He wasn't aggressive. He didn't move. You know, I think the only thing he did was move his arm or whatever. I mean, that's not really an aggressor. That's someone recording the situation. He could have been recording for clout. He could have been recording because, i.e., Myron disrespected his girlfriend, his sister, his daughter. I really don't know. My thought process is, why get a gun involved? Why use a gun when you have friends in there that can help? I mean, you should be able to help push this guy out the way. Like, let me close my door. Get him out of here. And then call the police. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You've already opened my door. There's no reason to go back and forth with you. There's no reason to talk. Hey, bro. Hey, let's get him up out of here. Did y'all see a gun? I didn't see a gun. He said what he said was, basically the intruder said to Myron, "Oh, you pulling out a gun?" And the dude was like, "This is gonna be your last night." Something Myron said, "This is gonna be your last night," or whatever the case may be. So obviously there was a gun involved. Put that gun down, son, and get knocked out like your father used to. My whole thing about this, bro, this is my issue. My issue is that, you know what I mean, we do a great job at talking about high value men, alpha men, beta men, weak men, and the thought process is, if Myron can sit online, right, and he can tell women, shut the fuck up, get the fuck out, you don't matter, or this don't matter. Okay, cool. You got smoke. You bringing the heat to them. You keeping some high ass energy for them. Why didn't you have that high energy for this one dude at the door? You got one dude holding the camera. To me, he don't count. So it's basically one-on-one right now. Now I can understand you saying, man, listen, I really just want to stomp this dude out. So I'm about to get my boys and we about to get them up out of here. But it's like, where is the energy that you had talking to those females that you've kicked? I mean, there's numerous episodes of this shit. So when this guy shows up, I'm trying to figure out, why wouldn't you be like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, get the fuck up out of here. And I'm not playing, and we're walking. I mean, you think the intruder is about to start swinging on all of them? He obviously didn't have a problem with Fresh. I guess another guy named Craig, he didn't have an issue with those people. So, I mean, those people could have been the first two people to go to close the door and then call the police and let them know, hey, I'm calling the police, you know, and I'm about to come close my door and I'm asking you to leave. It's just that I'm not going to argue with you, especially if I got a gun. You see what I'm saying? I have control of the situation. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, Myron handled the situation correctly. No, what he did was he showcased, I'm going to grab a gun. I'm going to be quick to grab a gun. And my thought process is, well, are you quick to grab a gun when those females are in your house and you tell them shut the fuck up and get out? You're not grabbing no gun then. You're not grabbing no gun then. So anybody that's looking, that says, well, as a man, if you can talk to them and do that to them, why as a man you can't address this other man without grabbing your gun? I understand a lot of people think this is staged. A lot of people think this is for camera, whatever. But see, my thought process is, whether it's staged or not, whether the allegations the intruder said is true or not, my thought process is, why grab a gun? Why involve a gun if you've already outnumbered the people at the door? If you out, and that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make sure that when young people, or just people in general, hear this situation, they don't say, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is grab a gun. You in there with your other male friends. It's 2 guys at the door. You outnumber them. There's no reason to grab a gun. That's like, oh, well, Fresh would have went and grabbed a knife. His other homeboy would have grabbed a golf club. Other homeboy would have grabbed a baseball bat. Would you would have said that it's warranted, is needed? The first thing you would say, well, why didn't you just use your hand? Why didn't you show force and say, okay, it's 4 of us, it's 2 of y'all, 1 person got a camera. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. To me, you face a level of weakness. Because now you need to change the narrative of how you talk to those women on your show. Now it's, you can't tell them shut the fuck up. Now you can't tell them get the fuck out. Because you don't have the same energy. Come on now. How many men do you know talk to women like shit, but when other men come around, they don't press them? They don't have any record of pressing them or keeping that same energy, talking about go ahead and pull up. But then when they pull up, oh man, I was just joking. That was for the internet. That was just for clout. That was for subscribers. But everybody not playing with you. Everybody not joking with you. And that's the whole synopsis of this situation. Be mindful of who you disrespect. Be mindful of when you get certain things involved. When you start pulling out guns on people, you escalate the situation. Now, granted, if this intruder did kick the door in and was playing, you know what I'm saying, I put my 1 toe in, I take my 1 toe out. If he was doing all of those things, then rightfully so, defend your home. But I don't think it got to a point where, let me grab a gun. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all hear.
Yeah, what's your issue then?
I told him to continue, and guess what he said? We're not going to continue.
It's not,
that was his problem. That was his choice not to continue.
Yeah, there was no
because
problem.
You got triggered, baby.
Just to give y'all some backstory. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Just to give you some backstory. This is the Fresh and Fit podcast, and this is commentary from when some guy decided to barge in on the podcast or whatever. So they're actually in the midst of a podcast, Fresh and Fit, which are 2 gentlemen, and then they had about 4 or 5 females in the apartment with them or whatever. Fresh and Fit, it was those 2 plus another 2 guys. So it was 4 guys and about 4 or 5 females all in this one apartment or whatever case to be. The apartment has I believe it's a high rise, and it has a balcony. So when the intruder came through the door, I don't know if he kicked the door in or not. I don't know. But obviously he opened the door, and the females decided to all go on the balcony or whatever. So now all the females are outside, and it's just the men inside. It's the Fresh and Fit podcast, 4 guys, and the 2 guys at the door. One of the guys that was with the intruder was holding his phone, so recording the situation. So it was really 1 guy that was the aggressor. So that's what's happening right now.
Oh,
I in this here.
What's going on?
I like that.
Oh, shit.
Exactly. Because men who are always cursing women, usually fear men. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Any energy or smoke that you have for women, there is no need for you not to have that same energy and smoke for men. When you don't have that same energy and smoke for men, real men look at that like, that looked kind of funny, which was odd to me that nobody, well, it was a couple people, but the majority of people did not see, well, why did he grab a gun if it's already it's 4 y'all versus 2 of them, and the first thing you do out of the 4 is grab a gun? I think Joel, he speaks volumes when he says, why didn't he just knuckle up with him? I mean, shit, it's nothing. It's the door, and it's a couple steps oh boy, I'm sure if you are confident in your skills and your ability to remove a motherfucker out your house, then you're gonna remove him out your house. He's shown that he has the same energy to men. I don't think so. I don't think so. I didn't see it in the video. Maybe you saw a video I didn't. I seen the video that they put out, and he kept his distance, which, okay, got it. But again, it's 4 you guys, and it's 1 aggressor. You guys should be able to push pressure out and close the door. I'm not going to stand there and continuously argue with you. No, it's no need to escalate the situation. What I'm going to do is de-escalate the situation and let him know I have a firearm in this home. That's one. And then two, I'm going to close my door. So whatever you want to do after that, it is what it is. It is what it is. But he was telling them, go ahead and step foot in here. Go ahead and step foot in here. Like, he's opened the door, dumbass. He's in your house. He can literally just start spitting. I mean, he's in your house. He brung coronavirus into your apartment. He's breathing in your shit right now. The 19 has affected your podcast. It's the Fresh Fit 19 podcast now. I don't know if the door was broken. He kicked a man out before. One man compared to how many women? I seen 6 different podcasts where he was kicking females out, talking to females greasy. Whereas he did nothing that opened his door or kicked his door in. Salute, I see you. Let's go ahead and listen to this real quick. I'm saying keep the same energy.
All right, guys.
What's up?
Oh, Hyundai?
Guys, this is really bad.
This is really bad.
Yeah, don't come in this house.
And just a word of advice, Fresh. Okay, there's a guy, it's Myron, and then it's another dark-skinned guy. I think he's Jamaican or African or whatever, Fresh. Bro, you need to add more to the conversation. I watched 6 episodes and you add very little to the conversation. You let this dude, Myron, carry the conversation, ignite the conversation, defend the conversation, provide statistics for the conversation, and you just like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm like, why are you even there? Fresh is not African. What is he then? Goddamn, what is he? What is it in? Tell me what he is. Like, shit, I don't fucking know. I said it. African, Jamaican, black. What is he? Whatever the fuck he is, he don't add conversation. Whatever nationality he is, he don't add conversation. I feel you, but these chicks be talking greasy. First, Myron carry the combo. Fresh do the networking. Well, then here's the thought process. Then that means Fresh shouldn't even be on the screen. If he's doing the networking, then he shouldn't be on the screen, because I'm thinking everybody that's on the screen is going to provide to the conversation or whatever. Myron kicking out a couple guys does not equate to keeping the same energy. It doesn't equate. And I understand that you guys saying that, you know, some of these females be getting reckless, etc. You need to get out. Not you need to get the fuck out. You need to be quiet. Not you need to shut the fuck up. There's a certain level of dominance there, and I get it. It's your apartment. You feel like ain't nobody going, you know, disrespect you in your apartment, on your show, and I get all of that or whatever case may be. But that means you need to vet these females better. You need to get females that won't disrespect you, that won't come and disrespect your show. That's not my problem. And if Fresh is the one that's bringing these females to your house and disrespecting you, then you need to take that up with Fresh. You need to take it up with Fresh. Say, I don't want no Love and Hip Hop girls in my particular apartment, on my particular show. That's a conversation between y'all. But when you constantly bring the same type of females and you say, well, okay, well, I'm going to disrespect them, or I'm going to say X, Y, and Z, we're expecting you to keep that same energy when you get one guy at your, well, 2 guys at your door, but 1 aggressor. We're expecting you to keep the same energy. Bro, you need to get the fuck out of my house. I'm about to put hands, feet, and paws on you. I don't know why you would be like, let me, and here's the thing, where did you have your gun at? Where did you go get your gun from? You ran past one of your homeboys, you ran past another one, jumped past another one, grabbed your gun, and then came all the way back and say, yeah, you better, first of all, bro, the dude already done opened your door. He's already in your refrigerator eating snacks and shit. Yo, you tell Myron, I said, next time get ham. I don't like bologna, but I'm gonna eat it today. Like, he already in your house. You sitting there chilling with the girls like, what is that? What the hell is going on over there? And Fresh, he act like he didn't want to get up. Fresh, what's wrong with you? He act like Fresh was like, man, shit, man, I ain't even signed up for this shit, man. I gotta go to church tomorrow. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just saying, what type of friends? God damn.
Don't come in this house, bro. Don't come in this house.
Okay. All right, reporting live. We don't know what's going on. Does anyone want me to tell you what's going on? Because me and homegirl here in the red, orange, we're gonna tell you what's going on. What's going on, girl? Hey.
Fresh is from Barbados. Thank you, Frank. Gotcha.
Hey. We live. Hold on, here. It's a live session, bro.
Hey. Hey, ladies. Now, here's the thing. Now, I'm talking about Fresh and Fit, but there was something that I seen in a podcast where I think the lady in the red, she had a ponytail, and she was talking about well, Myron asked a good question. He said, well, if a man, which is funny, and maybe it, you know what, maybe it is staged. Maybe it is. Hey, listen, there's no saving our people. No, listen, maybe it is staged, because here's the thing. He had just asked a female, if a man breaks into your home, are you going to, I don't know if it was that, yeah, it was that episode. Are you going to get him out, like the house? And I know the lady, I think it was another female, another episode, because the lady had blonde hair, and it was only 2 of them. But are you going to get them out the house? And they was like, yeah, I'll defend myself, which was funny, because as soon as the guy broke into the apartment, all of them, you know, all of them except one white girl, like, she was just sitting there. I don't know what she was waiting for, room service. I don't know what she was just like sitting there looking around, like, you know how people start shooting and it's like, what's going on? Run for your life. That's what need to happen. Run. Well, Marshall History won't repeat itself. And Myron is like 6'5", so are his boys. It's even worse if it was staged, dummies. Definitely. If you sit, I didn't know how tall he was, but my thought process, it's if all y'all 6 feet and above, and the guy at the door, it's one guy that's being an aggressor, and the other one got the phone. I ain't even counting the dude with the phone. He obviously wasn't there for the smoke. He was there to record. So I just feel like, I feel like this situation sends out a bad message about when to get a gun involved. You see what I'm saying? And for those people that have firearms, you know, in reference to gun safety or whatever case may be, and then just for people in general, like, of course, I don't condone anybody going to your house unannounced and none of that or whatever, but I think I was pretty clear at how I saw it and what's my perspective or whatever. And there was some people in the comments who were like, well, if it's 4 of y'all and 2 of them, why grab a gun? If you got all of this smoke and energy for females, whether it's staged or not, you should have smoke and energy for that guy. Me personally, it's like, okay, bro, like, between the door and the kitchen, like, bro, it ain't nothing but space and opportunity. You about to get up out of here. You about to get up out of here.
Don't do it. Don't come in here, bro. Don't come. Right, if you want all right, come on in. Come on in, bro. Come on in.
See, so this is what you guys need to understand about the law. First he says, don't come in. Now, with the gun, he says, come on in. You can't shoot him if you say, come on in. You can't shoot him once you say, come on in. Come on in. Come on. Okay. You can't shoot him then. You can't shoot him. And if he would have came in and stood there, you couldn't say, well, now he's being aggressive. Now he's attacking me. No, you told him to come in. You've invited him into your home. Now, if you are a former officer of the law, agent of the law, you should know these things. Peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love. You should know these things. You can't say, well, now that I got my gun. First you were saying, don't come in. You get your gun, now you say, come on in. Come on, man. Come on now. Somebody, come on, somebody break this. I need some people with some common sense. Oh, he should have got his gun. Why? Why? And then you invite him in after you get your gun. Well, you just invited him in just like the rest of the guests. You cannot now shoot him.
You're literally trying, you're committing a crime right now, bro. You're committing a crime right now. Look, you got a rapist talking about crime. Oh shit, a rapist talking about crime. Look at this guy, bro.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about any allegations. I don't know anything about that.
Come on in, man. Come on in. You got a gun? Come on in, bro. I'm afraid of a gun. Okay. Don't come in.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
he's here. Don't do it, bro. What's up? Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't come in here, bro.
I wish a motherfucker would come to my door.
Don't come.
I wish a nigga would come to my door.
If you walk in, it's gonna be a problem.
That's right, record it, Fresh. So now we know.
Yep.
Now we know Myron Gaines a fucking bitch ass nigga.
We're doing a show, bro.
So step the fuck outside, you old pussy ass
All right.
nigga.
Come on in.
Who's running your fucking mouth, right?
Come on in, bro.
What you want me to come?
You guys can obviously hear the energy. You can feel the tension that's going on right now. Just listening, right? Fresh starts to record. They don't call the police. It is 4 men inside the apartment. And it's 2 men at the door. When stage goes viral and wrong. Y'all might be right. Now that I sit back and look at it, like it gotta be staged. Cause I don't know if I would let a dude be like, oh, come outside, come. Like I'm gonna hit you with a frying pan. Like I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna act like I'm walking. That's my walk to the door. I'm gonna act like I'm walking, and I'm just gonna grab the frying pan that I use to make the damn eggs and just clock you with it. Like I don't know, man. I probably would have, like, if I grabbed the gun, I probably would have said, hey, listen, hey, this is just for backup. Hold this real quick. I'm going to the door to close the door. If this dude get greasy, then I'm gonna mop him up inside this doorway real quick or whatever. But you're right. I think this probably was staged. Y'all probably right. Y'all probably right. Cause ain't no way in hell you got a whole basketball team inside the house, and then you got motherfucking the second string pulling up, and now y'all scared to death. Like I don't get that. You probably right. Y'all probably right. Cause this don't make sense. You're not gonna stand there and do all of this talking. Like I've never personally seen nobody kick somebody's door in. Like, yeah, let me give you a whole dissertation of what you are and what you about. I didn't see little kids at the daycare get it in fast. You took my toy. I didn't see little kids at the daycare get it in faster. So maybe this is you're right. Maybe this is for publicity. You're right. You might be right.
Come on in.
Cause you's a fucking pussy snitch.
Okay, exactly.
You're a police calling ass pussy ass snitch ass nigga.
That's why you're coming in.
The world knows.
Don't do it, man.
The world knows.
Allende.
I'll preach. You don't worry about the
Yep. You're literally trying. Yo, you're committing a crime right now, bro. You're committing a crime right now, bro.
You got a rapist talk about crimes.
Oh shit.
You got a rapist talk about crimes.
Look at this guy, bro.
What's that? I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. I wish a motherfucker would come to my door. Myron, you's a bitch and we all know.
Come on in, man. Come on in, then.
You got a gun?
Come on in,
You
bro.
I'm afraid of a gun, nigga?
Okay, come on in.
Pussy niggas need a gun for a nigga that ain't got.
But see, here's the thought process. Why just go at Myron? Why not go at all of them? Why not go at all of them? You know, Fresh and Myron. Like, why just single out Myron? What? Because it was his apartment or what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Probably, I mean, it's great. It's more great exposure because Myron I'm telling you, he has all of that heat for females, and now that you got this guy pressing him, of course, now it would be greater exposure to be like, oh, now it's Myron versus a man, so now it's different. So I get it. When I first saw this clip, I was like, why didn't he just go punch him in the face and get him out of his house? Like, why did they stand up there and like talk? Like they was getting ready to dance battle. Like, you go. Like, you go. Like, well, okay, all right, here we go. Breakdown. Shit.
Come on in, then.
Remember,
come on in.
Only a bitch need a gun.
You're trying to break into a man's house, bro.
I tell all my women.
You're literally about to break into a man's house, bro.
Right?
You're literally gonna break
Bring me your house. You come bring me, open the door.
You can't open the door, bro.
Come kick me out, nigga. You kick bitches out, kick me out, nigga.
You ain't inside, bro. You ain't inside.
I'm inside. Come kick me.
Now that's the whole purpose of this situation. You kick females out, come kick me out. The whole purpose and understanding this situation. You kick females out, come kick me out. Like why do you have this energy, this smoke for females, but when it comes to a man, it's like, well, I ain't gonna move. Let me grab my gun. I didn't see no gun. Maybe he didn't have a gun. Maybe it was staged. I have no idea. But I'm just telling you, you know, men out there, whatever. If you can't talk the situation out, hopefully you guys can hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so quick to grab a gun because you may escalate a situation that doesn't need to go there. But again, you know, stay in your ground, especially if you want to stay in your ground state, protect your family or whatever case may be. I just thought it was odd that, you know, a guy that has his friends around that outnumbers the people that are allegedly being the aggressors. I thought it was odd that he went and grabbed a gun. I just thought that was odd. Maybe that's just me.
No, yo, fucking pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but guess what?
Yo, no one's scared of you, bro.
Don't worry about it.
No one's scared of you.
Yo, I can need to pound you, nigga.
Nope.
We all know you soft.
Okay, yep. You're committing a crime.
Hey,
Look at you.
Look at you. Yo, Fresh, get away from this nigga, man. This nigga gonna ruin your life, dog. Real shit, Fresh. Get away from this nigga. This nigga gonna pull you down, nigga. You better than this, bro. Chris, all y'all niggas is better than this. All y'all niggas is better. Why you come to this house, bro?
Why you come to my house, bro?
You better than this.
Why you come to my house,
You understand what I'm saying? Because you's a bitch. You been
okay.
You been running and avoiding me, nigga, so I brought it to you.
Bro, no one is scared of you. No one is scared of you.
Nigga,
You're a cloud chaser. You're a cloud chasing bum, bro. You're a cloud chasing bum.
I hear you, stage.
You're a cloud chasing bum. You ain't checking nobody.
Nigga, everything about
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Because here's the thought process. If he's cool with the Craig dude and he's cool with Fresh dude, both of them could have went to the door and say, hey, bro, let's step outside real quick. You know, let's close the door, de-escalate the situation, get you about, you know, the doorway or whatever case may be, instead of standing there holding the phone. Yeah, you're right. It could have been staged. It could have been. Because if I'm cool with Myron and obviously whoever the guy that's in the doorway, he knows Fresh. Now I become the neutral party. I become the negotiator, the liaison, to be like, all right, hey, let's just chill out. Let's, you know, yada yada yada. Why would you grab your phone, not call the police? Why would you start recording? But he's done. Here's my thought process though. Fresh has done that in other episodes that I've saw. That's his thing. Like when something goes on, he grabs his phone and starts like panning. So I don't know. Is that just a reaction? Maybe he didn't feel like he needed to say anything. Social media, i.e. YouTube, reveals a lot of people's true character and where they place their loyalty. People, please stop trying to make idols and gods out of these men and women. Shaking my head. Definitely. And it's interesting because, see, that's why I said it's hard to take constructive criticism. It's hard to take real conversations or genuine conversations from platforms like this. If this is staged, it's absolutely unnecessary. Talking about bringing guns into it, I don't know if Myron is black or what, but I mean, it's just a lot. When you're talking about having the real conversation, it just shows that you really need a boost in ratings, or you really want to be on the tip of everybody's tongue if this is staged. My whole thought process is, why would these men need to grab a gun? It made no sense to me. But now that you think about it, if it is staged, it's like, why are you staging this? If your conversations are genuine and real and there's a purpose behind it, it's about giving solutions or whatever. Or is this a love and hip hop platform? Is this a love and hip hop platform? Frank says, no, the dude knows him. They used to walk together or work together. J-Lo Rich in the building. It could be staged. It's a possibility. we'll see what time unveils or whatever. But I do feel like, you know, if you're with your homeboys or whatever case be, and especially if it's 4-on-4, if it's 4-on-3, like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, you know, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. That's what I'm saying. You know, men or young men should not be afraid to get their hands dirty. You might take an L, you might not. But the fact of the matter is, bringing a gun into the situation, suppose he would have took the gun from you and shot up everybody in the house. Suppose you would have missed him and shot the neighbor's door. Like, you're in an apartment complex, you know, a high-rise apartment complex. Anything could have happened. You could have shot through the neighbor's door and hit a kid. Like, anything could have happened. So when you bring that gun out, be prepared to use it. Be prepared to use it. He was inside your apartment entirely too long. There was too much conversation going on. It might have been staged. Y'all might be right. Now that I think about it, y'all might be right. Y'all might be right.
You're a bum. You're broke. Look at you. What you got? You're committing a crime right now. You're a bum, bro. You're a bum.
And you know what?
You're a fucking bum.
It's worth it to prove to the world that you ain't nothing.
All right, step aside and let's see proof to the world. Step aside, proof to the world. Step aside. Step aside, bro. You already broke in. You already broke in.
But see, here's my thought. If he already broke in, why didn't you call the police? There was no conversation about the police have been called. Nowhere on this 7-minute video did someone say, well, shit, you would have heard it. No one was on the phone with the police. This might have been staged. Y'all right. Y'all might be right. Y'all might be right. J-Lo Rich says, we must be real close to the end times because it's way too much chaos going on. You know what? I think people feel like they need to promote chaos in order to be seen, in order to get attention, in order to be the #1 entertainer. And I'm just saying, if your platform, like if you start saying, because now my thought process is you're talking to those women like that for views. You see what I'm saying? You're talking to those women. And my thought, I mean, if that's the case, do these women know that this shit gonna go left? Because that's why they're gonna respond like that. You see what I'm saying? Like if I invite someone on to Tough Love platform, and I know that I'm going to start off real mellow, simple questions or whatever, but I'm going to start really disrespecting her for views, calling out her name, telling her how she's average at best, etc., 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 and I'm doing it all for views and clicks and clout. There's gonna be some guy out there that's like, well, since you did her like that and you was brave enough to do her like that, do me like that, because you a coward, you a sucker. You see what I'm saying? So my thought process is this was the spinoff to what was happening with Myron. But if he's just doing it for clicks and views, then I mean I can see why. I can see why. It's the next level. It's after the women now, okay, now I'm gonna pick certain men or whatever. Because my whole thing about it is if you go to somebody's house to kick their door in, I mean, what's stopping you from taking another couple? I mean, I guess the gun, maybe the gun, I don't know. But if you really want to fight, you're going to fight. You really want to cause harm, you're going to cause harm. But again, I just feel like Myron and his friends outnumbered this one guy that was talking shit in the doorway. Go close the door. All of the fake folks are being snatched out of the closet. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I would say, man, be mindful of when you get a firearm involved. Be mindful, because a lot of people get firearms, but they don't know the rules, and they end up getting themselves in trouble. So that's why I say, you know, with this situation, you know, maybe they wanted to go viral. Maybe this was, what's going on with you? I see. You know, but a lot of times people have firearms and they don't know the rules behind it, so they end up getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you thought that you was in a state of mind of defending yourself, you know, now they start saying, well, why did you shoot him here? Why didn't you shoot him here? Why didn't you fire off a warning shot? Why didn't you do it? So you got to be mindful. And I just think that this podcast sends a bad message to people of saying, okay, well, y'all outnumber y'all threat. So why would you now say, let me grab a gun as well? I think that's weak, even if it was staged. I think that's weak. And if you felt like he was a threat, you should have got him out your house. Not just let him stand in your house or whatever case may be. And again, if you had a which was fresh, that's a neutral party, he should have been able to go de-escalate the situation instead of grabbing a phone. But that, I'm gonna tell you how the issue with life right now. The issue with life, something to de-escalate the situation, everybody grab their phone. Like that seems to be the thing. Like when you're in duress, when you're in turmoil, when something is happening to you that may be a life or death situation, hold on for a minute. Wait. Okay, now die. Now get choked out. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Matter of fact, why I got y'all on here, Alexa Imani, she just gave me a super chat. Y'all go check out her channel. She's an upcoming content creator, very dope, has a lot of content for you guys. Go check out her channel, subscribe. I think that a lot of you all would definitely be shocked at, you know, how good of a content creator she is. So go check her out. You know, if you're catching this on a replay, please go check out Alexa Imani. I think y'all will be fairly impressed. Man, I'm about to get out here, man, go get me some breakfast or something or whatever. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. If you guys want to hear the rest of the footage, well, I can play the rest of the footage if you want me to. It's like 4 more minutes, but I mean, I think y'all get the point. I think I'm kind of under the impression now that it was staged, because it was entirely too much stuff not happening. You know, I'm not gonna stand 5 feet away from a man, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, go back and forth. Like, you're in my house. Like, you're in my house. You breathing coronavirus in my, I need to get you up out of here, bro. I need to get you up out of here. So yeah, it probably was staged. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let it rock out for a little while longer, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna be reading the comments. So y'all, if y'all got comments, let me know.
Exactly. You defend your house. You okay? Come on in. House. Come on in. It's gonna be the last time you live. So come on in right now. Last time I live. Yep. Come in right now, bro. Come in right now. Come in right now, bro. You coming right now? You threatening my life right now. You threatening my life right now.
Y'all see how much of a coward this motherfucker
Exactly.
is. He won't even defend his home.
Exactly.
He won't even defend his
You ain't coming in though.
Yo,
You ain't coming in, hurry.
Yo, Myron.
You ain't coming in,
I
hurry.
already came in several times.
Fuck out of here,
You
bro.
can't do this with your lying ass tongue.
Yeah,
You can't do this with your lying ass tongue.
You're not even coming in, because you already know. You're doing this for the internet, bro. You're a bum. You're doing this for the internet.
Ain't nobody said it was going
Ain't
on.
nobody said nothing to you.
So here's the thing. If this is staged, you're doing this for the internet, doing this for clout. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That was Myron saying you're doing this for the internet, you're doing this for clout. I'm curious, do you guys really think this was staged, or do you think it was real? Do you feel like Myron handled himself the right way, or do you feel like him and his friends should have just put him out and closed the door and call the police? I'm curious to see how y'all feel about this. I don't know. I kind of got mixed emotions about this now. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of looking at it a little bit different now that I read the comments or whatever case may be. Maybe it was staged. Maybe it was staged. But if it was staged, y'all going too far. Y'all going too far. Like this is a bit much. But maybe it's designed to do what it did.
It is what it is. You're a loser, bro. You know what? We documented this from our protection.
I should put it on the internet.
Yeah, put it.
So you want to stay in the hallway?
Put it on the internet.
You don't with a gun.
Committing a
You
crime.
don't with a gun, and you scared to come in your own hallway. Fresh, get away from this dude, bro. You better than this, man. You don't need this motherfucker.
I don't know why you're doing this, bro.
Fresh, you better than this, bro.
You're better than this too.
Fresh, you better. I know I am. And he brought me down to this level, but this is what it takes
No.
to show.
No.
This is what it takes to
As
show.
a man, this level is too far.
Fresh, how many times did I?
I don't think he kicked the door in. I think the door was open because they was doing the show. I think the door was open because he was doing the show. I don't think he kicked the door in. Like, I don't because if he kicked the door in, it would be reason enough to attack him. Like it would be reason enough to get at him to go to the threat. But if he just opened the door and was kind of standing there, and because the way Myron, if you look at the video, the way he responded was like a dick, like it wasn't like, you see what I'm saying, like a shock. It was like a slow developing situation. So I think the door was open because all of those people was in there, probably going in and out, and that's never happened before, and he left the door unlocked. And so he opened the door. Once he opened the door, you know, people kind of like, what the hell is going on? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it could have been staged. I don't know. Now I'm kind of like, the hell with it. Now I'm kind of like, these motherfuckers gonna stage this fake shit, huh? I'm just upset because you got all these friends, and you know what I'm saying, you got to grab a gun. Like, bro, you gonna shoot them? I mean, when you go, here's the thing, when you go to, and that's why I don't want my people confused about this situation. When you go to the court of law, if it gets to that point, and the judge says, well, if you had 4 people in the house, the 4 males in the home with you, why would you grab your gun? And here it is, you thinking you about to get off, you about to be scot-free, and they're gonna be like, well, your judgment is kind of off. You escalated a situation that didn't have to be escalated to that point. Unless he came in swinging a knife, unless he came in talking about, I'm getting ready to kill you, etc., etc. But I mean, if he's standing at the door calling you a pussy, oh yeah, hold on real quick. Walk past friend 1, walk past friend 2, walk right past friend 3. Come back with the gun. Yeah, what you was saying? What you was saying? Frank says, I sent you a video of the intruder explaining why he came. Okay, you must have emailed it to me. Did you email it to me? You emailed it to me. I'll definitely check it out. I would love to hear that. I appreciate that, Frank. Alexa said, but the drama does get people talking. Definitely. And I can see, but see, here's the thought process. I thought the little dynamic that they had with those two, well, I'm not fresh. Mr. Barbados. Bro, you add nothing to the conversation, bro. I don't, you add nothing to the conversation. So it's Myron talking to a panel of females. Now, when you get men in there that's going to actually add something to the conversation, I think that's a dope setup. Because when you get men and women, especially different women of nationalities, different types of energy, different type of education levels and backgrounds, now that promotes a good conversation. But if it's just Myron having a conversation with them, my whole thing about it is, are you getting educated women on there? Are you getting women that are successful? Because I mean, my whole thing about it, at some point in time, okay, well, if you got a PhD and I got a PhD, you're an entrepreneur and I'm an entrepreneur. You got access to $500,000. I got access to $500,000. You got a passport. I got a passport. You can't then say how much more credible you are than me, because we at the same level. We bring the same thing to the table. Hell, I don't even need your table. I got my own table. We can just slide them things together. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that you're bringing females that have a status where it's like, man, first of all, you're not about to sit here and talk to me like that because I have X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what type of are you bringing females that you know that's just going to erupt, that's going to be rudely, like, I don't know how they picking their females. Like I said, I've seen 6 episodes, and the majority of the episodes he was kicking somebody out, because the majority of the episodes he was being a dickhead. And Fresh was just like, yeah, whatever Myron said, that's what it's gonna be. I'm just like, bro, what's your thoughts on the situation? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, you cheerleading, and I don't understand why you cheerleading. The thing I like about, what is it, Abbott and Preach, like, they both have input. They both have input. They don't, and the great thing about it is they don't always agree. It's like, man, I don't agree with that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? I don't agree with that bullshit. You know, I watch another guy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He's a, I think he's one of the creators of the Manosphere, whatever case be. But to me, he gives a fair assessment about a lot of things. So salute to him, or whatever case. I would like to hear his feedback on this situation. Do you think it's a host? You think it was staged? And is it necessary? Is it necessary? Like, when I come and I deliver content. The thing about it is a conversation necessary? Is it necessary, or is it just something to do? You see what I'm saying? So if you sit down and you listen to Tough Love's content and you say, well, was this conversation, did it need it to be had? Is it necessary? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let y'all get out here and get ready, you know what I'm saying, for y'all Monday, so y'all can do what y'all need to do. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate everybody pulling up. All the new subscribers, I appreciate the feedback. Frank, I'm gonna check out my email. My email is MarioJ, Jaye, the number 1 at gmail.com. That's MarioJ, the number 1 at gmail.com. Feel free to hit me up. I'm gonna check out that video because I'm curious about what this guy says, just to see if it was staged or not, or if there's some real allegations and a real reason for him to be mad and appear at somebody's house. Because that you take a risk. Let's not play around with this. You take a real risk at going to somebody else's house. It takes some real balls, or you got to be real high. You got to be higher than Sha'Carri Richardson. That was a shade. But you got to be higher than Sha'Carri Richardson to go to somebody's house. You got to be higher than her. So I'm going to check it out, man. I'm hoping that you guys have a phenomenal day. Until next time, man. Y'all adult up. Peace.